kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's me, Gunny Gumby. It's a Thursday, thick of it. I know I don't look like the familiar face you guys are accustomed to. Our boy GreenBean dealing with some freaking airline traffic, so to speak. He's gonna be here, but I wanted to make sure I jumped on here with you guys. Started talking New York Jets football. We've got Thursday night football to talk about, and we didn't want to leave you guys hanging and thinking that the show was canceled. So here I am. Unfortunately, it's just me for now, but don't worry. The main man will be here. GreenBean's going to be on the show, and Dom is not far behind. Listen, Thursday night football, right? We just had week one. I think we can all say it. Okay, let me rephrase this because I don't think we're surprised that the New York Jets lost this game, right? So the New York Jets went up against the 49ers at home, the reigning NFC champions. And unfortunately, they were not able to, bring us about an upset. We were hoping for it. As fanatics, we were believing it could be done. Unfortunately, it did not happen. But I'll tell you this. The way the New York Jets lost, I don't think any of us saw that coming. I don't think there's a single Jets fan, if you were to ask them on Monday morning, afternoon, anytime before Monday night, the New York Jets are going to lose to the 49ers. How do you think it's going to happen? I can guarantee you everyone was going to say the offense is rusty. We're not too sure, what we have offensively. But our defense is going to keep us close. It's going to be a good game. No one would have guessed or uttered the words, the defense is going to let you down. I don't believe anybody would have stated that. I know I wouldn't have stated that. Anybody who watches Jets football wouldn't have stated that. Let alone, that's what happened, man. I mean, wow. The defense just let us down. And in ways I didn't think were feasible because I really didn't think our defense would be the one thing coming out of week one that we would all be questioning whether or not, are we legit? Is this real? I honestly watched that game Monday night, watching them get bullied up and down the field, wondering to myself, did we have to sacrifice, the great defense so we can have a good offense? Because the offense – didn't get a lot of time to go ahead and really showcase what they could do. But overall, they look pretty good. They scored, I think Aaron Rodgers scored 13 points in 14 minutes. That's very, very promising. We saw some real nice Aaron Rodgers-esque type of throws that looked good. Moved around a little bit behind the pocket. The offensive line held up extremely well in terms of pass protection. They were non-existent when it came to run blocking. Just a lot to look at. And I don't know. It was just shocking to kind of see the team get bullied on defense the way they did. All training camp, all we kept hearing was how great, the offensive line looked in terms of creating these large alleyways that you could drive a truck to for the running game. And, apparently – it must have only been the case because they were doing it against our defensive linemen because we didn't see much of a running game, but we definitely saw lanes being open for a running back. Unfortunately, it wasn't for our running back. So I look at that, man, and it's extremely frustrating and disappointing. But I say that to say this. That was the San Francisco 49ers. That is a team that has done this to many fools. Many teams. They're going to do it to more teams this season as well. We're not the last one. We're not the last one. We were the first one of the 2024 season, but we're not the last one. I think this defense will get better. I refuse to believe that the last 2 years were a fluke and that all of a sudden our guys just forgot how to tackle. This defense is loaded with talent, loaded with all pros. Literally all pros are on defense at the linebacker core, cornerback room, the defensive line. We've got all pros at every level except for safety. So that tells you something. You got Pro Bowlers all over the freaking defense. This defense is not a fluke. It wasn't a fluke. What we saw the last couple of years isn't a mirage. I think, unfortunately for us, I'm going to say it. you know what? GreenBean ain't here. I'm running the show right now. I think what we witnessed was significant rust from the team not taking any snaps in the preseason. From the decision to sit all of your ones and not let them get a single snap in the preseason, I think that's why they came out looking like that. And it was evident. And Breece Hall fumbling the football, dropping the football, that doesn't happen. Those aren't things that Breece Hall do. He doesn't do that, right? Alan Lazard with the drop, we're used to that. But then him going off in the back end, that was an anomaly in its own right. But when I watched the game again, it's rust, man. It's rust. We decided that for the Kansas City Chiefs, playing in the preseason makes sense. The 49ers played in the preseason. In fact, they played Brock Purdy going into like the second quarter in one of their games, because I was watching that game and I was wondering like what the heck they were doing. Were they trying to get the kid killed? But they played their starters in the preseason. And you can tell the individuals that played in the preseason wind up looking like they didn't have any rust. The 49ers. We decided to go ahead and rest our guys. We got more snaps in training camp and we're looking really, really good. And I think we just realized, like, at the end of the day, if the bullets ain't real, like, players don't really get into the mindset of, like, it's real until it's real. So hopefully that was a one and done type of thing. New York Jets get dog walked in the season opener. I hope they're pissed. Like, I really hope that these guys are angry as we are as fans. Because otherwise, man, I don't know. I look at this whole situation and how we got to this point, and I just go back to like how it's embarrassing that that's how we lost the game. Like, again, not mad that we lost the game. I had us losing that game. I just didn't see the win because of the fact that we were going over to the 49ers. We're going to their house. This is the reigning NFC champions. You're talking about a team that been playing together for years now. A Kyle Shanahan ran team on top of that. So it's as if we were going in there as underdogs for a reason. It wasn't because, like, we were just like, we're just underdogs for the Jets. We were going up against the second best team in the NFL last year. Second best team. They're who we're trying to be, if we're being honest, right? They're who we're trying to be. But I digress. That was week one. We're going in week two. Tonight, we're kicking it off again with week two with the Bills versus the Dolphins. Again, an impact game for the AFC East. Which team are we going to be chasing for that number one seat in the AFC East as the season progresses? But before we get into that, I would like to go ahead and make sure that the show is sponsored by, of course, BetUS. Love those guys. Listen, if you're into putting your money where your mouth is, right? If you believe in some of your projections or your bets when it comes to whether it's the Jets or football, you want to put your knowledge to the test. BetUS is where to do with that. I mean, I myself ran a parlay this week, and I think I would have nailed it if one team didn't upset me, i.e. the Patriots. But again, I digress. BetUS is a sponsor for the show. Again, if you're looking to go ahead and put your money where your mouth is, really test what you're capable of when it comes to knowing the game, jump on BetUS, make your deposit, and then go ahead and just make the bets. I mean, they got some great odds out right now. Still have the New York Jets as the potential favorites to win the AFC East, so that's awesome. I see we've got our first co-host back here. Dom has joined the show. What's up, Dom? How you doing?
Gunny, my brother, how are you, man?
Man, I'm living the dream, bro. Living the dream.
Yeah, bro. Look at it, man. Look, I see your dream behind you, man. Still the best setup in all Jets content creation.
Hey, I'm trying, brother. I'm trying, man. I'm just trying to grow up and be like you guys. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, man.
All's well. What's up?
I said all's well.
All's well. Minus the Monday night debacle. You know what I'm saying? Where we're all still trying to get over it. All's well. I was just talking about how, like, at the end of the day, it was the 49ers. It was week one. There was a lot of rust. Our defense is not a fluke. They're better than that, right? I don't believe that's going to be an issue again for us in the future. But, I mean, what do you think, man? What do you think about what you saw from the New York Jets on Monday night? Were you surprised as to how the game went? Tell us your thoughts.
I'm surprised in how the game listen, man. If you're going to lose a game, make it to a team from the other conference in week one. You know, I think that's the easiest off this landing. I was a little disappointed, I guess is the word, best way to describe it, in
Fair enough.
how the game went. You know, in the sense that we couldn't really just get anything going offensively because, you know, Aaron Rodgers didn't have the ball too damn much. You know, the schematically, I thought the defense was just off. You know, I you know me, man, I dove deep and looked at a bunch of things, and I just thought alignment wise, the Jets were a little bit wonky. They you know, they did what the Jets do, you know, a lot of quarters. They played a little bit more cover one man than they normally do, but it was the fronts per se, like the splits on the defensive linemen. The linebackers were an extra 2-3 yards off the ball. They were just asking San Francisco to run the ball, and maybe that's what they thought. Maybe that's what the game plan was. They said maybe they knew Chris McCaffrey wasn't going to play, so you know, they dropped their linebackers off a little bit to cover those hook and curl zones where Kittle and Debo feast in you know, in the zones. So maybe that was the game plan, but there was just no adjustment to it. They just seemed to be a little flat defensively. You know, we know they let up 7-8 scoring drives. A lot of those were field goals, so there's something to be said to that. You know, just I felt like I didn't feel like we were out. You know, we got our, you know, we got our shit pushed in, if you will. But I think it started really from the coach, and it seemed that Shanahan was always a step or two ahead. He adjusted on the fly where he needed to adjust, and Robert Saleh and his staff didn't. And that's been the story of this regime, man. It's been the story of this regime. I'm not necessarily concerned about. I know a lot of people were, you know, talking about we didn't see Malachi. There was no Mike Williams barely played. There was no Braylon Allen, all that stuff. But like on the offensive side, you didn't have a chance to get that stuff going.
Right.
They need to get off the. They need to get off the. They need to get off the field on defense, and that's what they struggled in, and that was to me the biggest surprise. I thought the linebackers didn't play well. You know, I thought that the defensive line, obviously, you know, we're being manhandled. Again, things were just a little bit off. And call it what you will. Maybe it's, you know, maybe it's a dose of the medicine for not playing any of these guys during or during preseason. I don't know. You know, I stand on my business. I said I would rather have them bubble wrapped and go into week 1, but you know, maybe that's a lesson learned. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the only reason why it's so frustrating to me, right, is when we got the schedule, and we knew we were going to Levi Stadium to play the 49ers. I thought it would be an opportunity for us to make a statement, right? Like, again, all the hype, we've heard this last year. I mean, I think this year the hype is more warranted with how talented the roster is.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an opportunity to really showcase that against the NFC champs. And I think for me, this is why I didn't want that to be the coming out game, right? I wanted the starters. I wanted Aaron Rodgers specifically to be afraid of getting hit in a game that didn't matter, right?
Sure.
To kind of gauge how he reacted. And again, even he said it in his press conference that, like, man, after he took that first hit and he got back up, he was just like, whew, like it mattered to him. It kind of helped him a little bit. So I will say this though, and I just saw a right here. I just saw it right here. Not gonna lie, Kelvin Joseph. Again, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us, man, in the chat, watching the Jets. I'm sorry, the Bills versus the Dolphins, chopping it up with us in the Thursday thick of it. Again, GreenBean will be here shortly, running a little behind, do some air traffic he had to deal with. But Kelvin says, not gonna lie, I got emotional on the first TD drive. I could not agree with you more, Kelvin. As a grown man, I will tell you, I was sitting there on my couch watching Aaron Rodgers just expertly navigate the 49ers, one of the best defenses in football, and take our team 70 yards for a scoring drive.
Yeah.
It was a thing of beauty. We're not used to that as Jets fans. I'm with you right there, Kelvin. I too was emotional when I saw it. My wife and my mother-in-law were looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "You're a Packers fan. You're a Steelers fan. You've seen quality football recently. It's been a while since we've seen our offense do that before." So it was a beautiful thing. I too was very emotional, Kelvin. How'd you feel about watching Aaron Rodgers methodically just literally navigate the field to get our team into the end zone?
Oh man, I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, that was what you brought him in here to do, right? That was everything that we were missing from the past, couple years. Somebody at the helm controlling the situation, making making the big plays, making the throws, making the right decisions when it mattered, when it counted. So yeah, I felt as good as anyone after the first drive, for sure. I also thought that, I mean, maybe it was a nothing burger, in the grand scheme of things, but like that play when he drags the guy off, he get Leonard Floyd to jump and then it hits Lazard on that go, that seam right up the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, that is quintessential Aaron Rodgers right there.
Yep.
Like it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, that's the thing. I think, we talked about disappointing. I don't know if that's the right word, maybe frustrating. I expected the offense to be a little bit flat and the defense to really just, come back in and pick it up. But, I digress. We got the opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy because you say that, right? And as I was watching Aaron Rodgers get into a groove after that Lazard touchdown, I was just like, okay, we're still in this. Plenty of time on the clock. Get that man the ball back because now we're going to go ahead and see Aaron Rodgers do Aaron Rodgers things.
Yeah.
And we just never got to see it, man. The ball never got back to him. He was never to go ahead and stay in rhythm. If anybody's been watching the Packers as much as we have, Aaron Rodgers is a rhythm guy. Once he gets into rhythm, he stays in rhythm. Like that's when you want Aaron Rodgers with the ball in his hands. And we didn't get a chance to see that. Our defense, I mean, again, just bullied up and down the field. And I think what made it worse was it was a no-name running back, right, that was doing it to us. I sat here watching the game, and I was just like, man, I don't even know this dude. I'm looking up who this kid is. Been with the 49ers for a freaking 3 years, you know what I'm saying? Got the most snaps in that game than he's gotten since he was in high school. Like, it's a dude that hasn't played much at the collegiate or the NFL level. And yet, he made us look beyond mediocre. It was embarrassing on so many levels. But I think what we can at least feel good about, again, one, it was the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan and his father, 2 generations of Shanahans have done this. They've made mediocre to no-name running backs look like they were elite, all-pros, Pro Bowl. They've done this numerous times. It was definitively freaking game 1. It can only get better from here. And there he is. Is that him? I think he's back. And it can only get better from here. So do you think the Jets are going to be able to correct or mitigate this freaking disaster of a run defense? Or do you think we're in for a long season if they can't figure it out?
I think they'll correct it. I absolutely do. I'm not worried about that, to be honest with you.
All right. And the boss man is here. There he is. There he is. We were holding it down for you, GreenBean. But the people wanted the boss man. So is it too soon? You're not ready? There he is.
Oh, I wasn't ready.
That's my bus. I just saw you sit back down and thought like it was time to bring.
Hold on.
The
I
main
can't
guy.
hear you guys yet. I have to. I had you guys on YouTube. There you are. I was listening. I was enjoying the show. Is what I was doing. Sorry,
I need 1 second, okay?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Do you think?
Yeah. So sorry, I'm late. I'm trying to set up my microphone here. Why isn't it? All right, for a little while I got to deal with this until it sets up. But Gunny, let me tell you, buddy, brutal travel day. Brutal. It started yesterday. It started yesterday at 5:30 p.m. and I literally just got home. I said hello to my wife and kids and came out here. And that's like crazy.
I feel you. I've been there with you. You and I were talking when I was trying to traverse the freaking air traffic to get home. So when you said it, when you hit me up earlier today, I was just like, man, they got GreenBean now. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first time you texted me, I was just like, I don't think you're gonna make it, bud, because I know how this works out. So glad you were able to hit me up and I was able to get here on time, brother. But now we're good. We didn't miss any beats. You know what I'm saying? Again, they didn't see your beautiful face, but I held it down. Dom held it down.
No, you did a great job. You guys did a great job. Yeah, and I appreciate it, man. So I was listening. I have some comments. Let me say this about, the whole game. Like, I think you guys nailed it. It's like we thought, like, the defense we can depend on, right? So the defense, even if they have rough moments, is going to be the defense is going to be the defense. The offense was our question mark. And we got like betrayed, so to speak. It just seemed like the defense couldn't do anything. But I'm going to say that the Jets had 18 missed tackles in one game.
That's disgusting.
And there were so many opportunities behind the line of scrimmage, short gains, 1 yard, 2 yard, that ended up being long gains, 9 yards, 12 yards. So if we took care of that one thing, it's a completely different game. So, and this has been the thing that on one side, it's a good thing, right? It's like, okay, well, it's not our scheme. It's not this, that or the other thing. It's not players sucking. It's not that, Reddick or whatever. It's the fact that, but the other side of that is, well, this is a trend. This has been 3 years now. We got rid of Jordan Whitehead and brought in Chuck Clark specifically for this to try to, take care of this issue, to try to shore up the tackling. And it was constant. It was Quinnen. It was Jermaine Johnson. It was CJ Mosley. It was Quincy Williams. It was everybody. They just seemingly couldn't bring these players down. And I mean, namely the running back, who I still don't even remember. I don't even remember his name.
Same here.
That's how I was sure. Right. Yeah.
I was going to talk about him, and I was like, the no-name guy. I forgot his name already. Like, that's how bad it was to see. And I looked him up. I literally looked him up during the game. Like, who is this dude? And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This shouldn't be happening to us. And I've already forgotten his name. So
yeah.
So but that dude.
So I think, if we could just, I don't think that's going to be every game. Because, like, seriously, Jermaine Johnson missed a couple tackles where he had his hands on the guy. That's definitely not like him. Quinnen Williams missed a couple tackles. It's just not like him. CJ Mosley is a very short tackler, as is Quincy Williams. They were all missing tackles.
Yep.
So, that's one of those things. I didn't like the way the game felt. But it was crazy. Like, even in the fourth quarter, like when you guys were just talking about it, that beautiful free play that Aaron Rodgers created, the down the seam to Lazard, beautiful pass.
Yep.
Something that we just don't see around here. Just that alone, that should give you a taste of what's coming on the offense. But at that point, it was literally essentially a one-score game. Like it was one touchdown and a 2-point conversion, which is bullshit. Like, I don't like how Saleh, he's done this numerous times. Like, when we're having games that are like the energy's low, we're getting beat up and we have a moment. We get in the end zone and everybody's pumped up and he goes for 2 and we don't get it. Like, we haven't even gotten in the end zone all day and you go for 2 and you steal the positive energy. It's only 1 point. I get it. Like, if you just kick the point after, but it caps it. It's 7 points. Like, we didn't need to go for 2 there. That was forward thinking. And I understood the logic, but it wasn't. I'm a firm believer that you don't go for 2 until you need to go for 2. There's a reason you get 2 points for it, because it's fucking harder to get. So if you're struggling 100%. To get in the end zone, like, ride that buzz, get the point after, and give your defense that high energy to go into the next drive with. Not, so we get the touchdown and it's a bummer. And we did that a couple times last year. I'm like, why does this guy do this? I don't understand why he does it. So anyway, that's I feel a little bit less doom and gloom than most, because to me, it wasn't like they were lost. There were so many plays that we were in position to make them either losses or very, very short games, and they exploded all because of missed tackling. And by guys that, generally speaking, aren't tackle missers. Jermaine Johnson, CJ Mosley, Quinnen Williams, and Quincy Williams are way at the top for me. But it was like, I just couldn't believe it. There were watching Jermaine Johnson have both hands on someone and he just keeps throwing. That's new for me. So anyway, I feel like it's a good thing. But that's it.
Yeah, I think
my opening spiel.
No, but that makes perfect sense, right? I think it boils down to the fact that it was rusty. Those guys were rusty. That was not the New York Jets defense. That's not the defense that we've got to see the last couple of years. It was frustrating to watch and embarrassing to watch. And every time they were given another opportunity to make a play, I told myself, okay, they're going to wake up here, because our defense has been the reason we've won games, never been the reason we've lost games over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So somehow, some way in my head, man, I was just watching this game like, we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. It's fine. And it never happened. And like you said, uncharacteristic like misses from some of our key guys, all pro caliber guys. So it had to be rust. To me, the 49ers are that good. They are really, really good, but not so good as to embarrass us in the capacity that they did on Monday night. That was us being rusty. They were better prepared.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it. So, Dom, how you doing, man? You good? I didn't talk to you. You left when I jumped on. Hopefully
you know what? I'm trying to figure out the way to get this game on my computer. So somebody sent me, Stream East. I don't know if anybody uses here Stream East, but I opened up my computer and all of a sudden I get this thing. You got a virus. You got this. It's those ads. I had to close it down and restart and do all that shit. So
just go back.
Now isn't it on Amazon? Is it not on Amazon this year?
It's on Amazon Prime, and that's what I'm doing now. Is I'm trying to find my Amazon Prime password so I can put it into the.
Good luck.
Yeah,
I you know what? I just go. I ask my wife, Dom. That's what I do.
Bill's just scored, just so you guys know.
Yes, I saw it. Yeah, I got it on my phone, but I'm trying
on your screen. That's what I did too. I had it on my iPad at first, but then I was just like, no, I was gonna have it on this TV over here, and I was like, nah, then I can't really. So I put it on this monitor over here. So this monitor right now is just the game.
I don't know why my TV is not going on. So I don't know what's happening here lately. So yeah, coming back, I didn't have any time to kind of set up. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, we'll watch the game. This is a big one. So what quarter is it right now? Like, take us through.
First quarter. Dolphins threw an interception to the Bills in their side of the field. Bills just scored on it. So we're still like not even in the first 6 minutes of the first quarter. It's still early.
All right. So that's who you guys rooting for?
Well, one, I'm not rooting for anybody. I hate them both. I do. But I do believe the Miami Dolphins are going to win this game. Is
that what you want?
Yeah.
I hate them both too, but you got to pick. You got to. This is where you find out who you hate more.
I hate the Bills. So I'm rooting for the Dolphins to win this game.
So I'm rooting for the Dolphins, and here's why. And it's not that I hate the Bills more than the Dolphins, because I necessarily don't. But I'm expecting the Dolphins to crumble towards the end of the year like they normally do. So I'd rather get the Bills start the losses now.
Yeah, the Dolphins are given to us later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I look at this game and I look at the matchup. And if we were being honest with ourselves, like, the Bills don't have the bodies, like, they don't have the soldiers. I think when you go like man to man, pound for pound, you can only really look at the Bills and say, you know what, they got the better quarterback, and that's really it, right? I don't know if there's a receiver you're taking over the Miami Dolphins receiver. I don't know if you're taking James Cook over freaking the running backs that they have in Miami. The defensive line, even for the Miami Dolphins, looked better from last week. The offensive line, I would give that to the Bills as well. But in terms of the matchup, right, like pound for pound, the Dolphins definitely got the pieces. But I would definitively prefer the Dolphins to win now, so they can go ahead and lose later and give us a chance to catch up. Don't want the Bills having too much of a head start.
Yeah,
I get it. I get the logic. I can't do it, and I'll tell you why. It's real simple, because like Infrared says, I hate the Dolphins more. Maddie Sells Maine says hatred is worse for the Dolphins. I mean, I just unless it's a direct, like it's already decided that one needs to win over the other, I can't. I would love to see the Dolphins lose tonight. But I hear you guys. It just sucks no matter what. The whole entire AFC East is 1-0. Look at that.
Except for us.
Except for the New York Jets again. But I'll tell you what, this is the thing. Like, you look at just last year, right? Just last year, we were 1-0. And what did we say that whole first week? And we, you know it. We do it anytime we're 1-0. What do we say?
We're winning this is the year.
The East. Yep.
Well, we're first
place.
The AFC.
Oh
yeah, we're first in the AFC East.
Champs,
right?
baby.
We do it all the time. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, obviously, a win versus a loss is good versus bad. Like that, not to take that away, but it doesn't mean anything. Like I'm really surprised the cliff that we've jumped off of in large part as fans, or after one game. Like we all talked about, how good this team was, that it was I was, and I know many others were upset that the NFL saw fit to do this to us first week, to go out to San Fran in front of the world, the Super Bowl team. Like, dude, we're a 7-win team for 2 years, a 4-win team before that, a 2-win team. But like, where does this come from? That it's just because of Aaron Rodgers, and I get it, but it's like, can we at least have a fucking on-ramp?
Nope.
Last year, it was the Bills. It was like, so I don't understand this whole thing. So
that is true.
We know who they are. It was a tough thing. I think if any of the objective Jets fans, like the O'Learys of the world, had this down as a loss, if we're going to go 12-5 or whatever, this is one of the games we're losing. I think the way that we lost certainly makes it, yeah, right. No doubt. And I get that. But still, to jump off a cliff, it's like fire. I'm seeing fire, Saleh, fire, Hackett.
The negative, the Debbie Downers of Jets world have been out in effect this week, man. This week
on their high horse.
Burn it down. It's
Start
over.
It's a wrap.
Burn it down. It's over. 1 week into the season, man.
As if we were not playing the NFC champions, who, by the way, did exactly what they did to us this on Monday night to 4 playoff teams last year. They did the same thing to 4 playoff teams last year. Ran the ball down their throats, beat them by double digits. But
well, I think you could say, like I said, I mentioned it before when it was just Gunny and I think one thing is like, for me, like kind of tattooed now in my brain, is that how much of a difference there is in coaching aptitude on San Francisco and Shanahan and our guy. So, oh man, nice run.
That's a very nice run.
Salah's a step or 2 or 6 behind the Shanahans of the world.
Yeah, 6 sounds about right.
So what do you guys think about? What do you think about Sunday? I mean, how are you feeling about Tennessee?
Okay, right. Listen, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think when you watch how Tennessee opened it up, lost to the Bears. Will Levis is somebody who I think is talented, and we can't sleep on him because he can beat you with his legs. Got that big arm. They did bring in Tony Pollard. Their offensive line has been reinforced as well. So the Titans are a power running team. They've been that, for years now. Derrick Henry might be gone, but Tony Pollard is no chump. So I do believe this game is going to challenge, and they're going to try to look at that blueprint and attack the New York Jets on the ground. But there's no Shanahan back there freaking scheming things open, right? There's no wide receivers really that I look at that I'm like, I'm so scared of what they could potentially do. Like, it's a different matchup in terms of what to expect. And I do believe that we're pissed. I think we're pissed. You've heard it like all week. Saleh, even first press conference, he was just like, nah, we're going to fix that. Now, granted, if he was talking about offense, I'd have been like, oh, shut up. Just shut up. But he's talking about the defense needs to be fixed. So I believe he can do that because he's proven to us he can do that. So I look at this weekend, man, and I feel a lot better about it than I did last week. So I got the Jets making a little bounce back, man, and we're gonna go ahead and wind up on the heels of whoever wins this game for the second seed in the AFC East.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I spent all week really diving into the Tennessee offense, mainly their running game, to kind of see what we're dealing with. And listen, we're gonna have our hands full because I think you got an offensive coach. First off, you have maybe the best offensive line coach. One of the best offensive line coaches to ever play the game, calling the shots and kind of honing those guys in Bill Callahan. I know he's very much involved in the run game, as in the run game plan as well. And they came out and they want to get physical. They run the ball very physically and very nasty. Now you don't have King Henry back there anymore, but like you said, you have Pollard, you have Tajay Spears, who adds, they have a little bit more of a shifty element to their game. Oh, is that a touchdown?
That looks like it. So interesting play here. I thought Tua might consider running, but with the wisely chose not to.
Yeah, I could have used that for fantasy, but I digress. A lot of power run game at you. It's a gap scheme, lots of duo, lots of lots of kickouts, lots of traps. Your
That's a fumble. That's a fumble. They're calling it dead.
They call him down right there.
I don't know, man. Let's relook at that, Dom. So a handoff.
Oh, that's a fumble.
That looks like a fumble to me. No, you got to throw a flag. Look at McDaniels' hair.
Yeah, you're a little ahead of me, Bean. That's why I didn't understand.
Let me see. Can I pause it? I don't think I can.
No. Don't worry about it.
Pause it for a second. There we go.
So there's going to be a lot of, a lot of us trying to figure out how to defeat the double teams. They run duo, where they'll double team on the front and the back side and let the running back pick their side.
Wait, are you? Hold on a second. No, he didn't throw the flag, and we didn't get to see the replay. What is that?
They threw a flag. It was an illegal motion, I believe.
Oh, so the play was called dead.
The play was called dead, correct.
I think that's a bunch of horse patootie.
And there's my guy in Buffalo there, Dorian Williams. Remember him, the linebacker from Tulane? I loved him in that draft class.
Yeah, that's right. Dorian Williams.
Years ago. Yeah. So I think we're going to have to really be able to man up and put our nuts on the table and play a little bit, be ready to play a little bit of physical football. Tennessee is going to do everything in their power to keep the ball out of the hands of Levis. They don't want to have Levis win the game. They would just rather have him not lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, their wide receiver corps, while it's older, is nothing to, overlook.
Hopkins, Ridley, and
Boyd.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, but that's the least of the worries for me, because I think if you can attack this, I think where the offensive line is susceptible is against the pass rush, especially up the middle. My guy Skoronski, he did not play very well against Chicago, and he struggled with some of the bigger, some of the power guys who were pushing the pocket on him vertically. So I think Quinnen can have a nice bounce back. I really do. I think he can dominate this game.
Yeah. What do you think about our offense versus their defense, though, Dom?
You know what? I guess it's still a lot to be determined, because I couldn't really get a good feel for our defense. I mean, our offense, because we saw it so intermittently and infrequently. Like, if I take anything away from San Francisco's game, is that, interior, our guards and our center lacked a little bit of drive and a little bit of push. I think that San Francisco came out the interior of their offensive line or defensive line, I'm sorry, came ready to play, and they dominated. The inside guys dominated. We didn't get a lot of drive, and I think that was kind of that segued into Brees kind of trying to bounce everything outside because there's so much interior pressure. Now it doesn't get easier, because now you have T'Vondre Sweat and Justin Simmons, roam in the middle, where I think it's still going to be difficult. But that's the least of my concerns necessarily, is our offense versus their defense. I know they do have L'Jarius Sneed, and I'm sure he's going to travel with Garrett Wilson. So hopefully we'll run enough plays. We'll get enough stuff going where we can kind of open it up a little bit. Utilize Tyler Conklin, which he barely saw any action. Utilize some of the movements, some of the slot guys. Maybe get correlate some touches, create some touches for Xavier Gibson. Maybe use Mike Williams more so than the 5 plays that he was in there running as a decoy. I'm not necessarily concerned. I thought our pass protection held up well. And if you give Aaron Rodgers enough time, he's going to find the soft spot, and he's gonna find the weakness, and he's gonna pick that apart. So, the interior of the line's got to, they got to, tighten up and start to move some bodies, because they didn't do that against San Francisco for sure.
Yeah. Now, Gunny, and so to dovetail with that, one of the things that bothered me, all right, about this game, like bothered me to no end. It was Frankie, Jeremy, and myself, and we're watching the game. And we're doing the run pass system, which is just so incredibly textbook Jets. It's run pass, And when you looked at the defense, and I admittedly have not been able to go back this week and look at the all 22 yet to see if what I was seeing is accurate. Like in the game, it's just different. You see a lot of things when you watch it later. You just go, oh, okay. I thought it looked like this or whatever. But it seemed to me that they made a conscious decision. We're taking Breece Hall out of this game. And you're going to have to prove it to us that you can do anything else except try to depend on him. And we ran right into the mouth of the beast constantly. And like Dom said, they were dominating. So maybe if we were getting some push, then there's that ability. It wasn't happening. Now, by the third quarter, we were still doing it in the fourth quarter.
Well, here's the thing. Can I speak to that though, Bean? We saw 37 plays with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, right? Nothing. There was no sort of continuity, so on and so forth. So I think sometimes, and I'm not defending, the Hackett shuffle, if you will, the run pass, but there is something, like you kind of sometimes want to establish that early on so that you can develop and build the play action off of it. They just never got a chance to get into it. You know what I mean? They didn't get a chance to get into their second bag of tricks, if you will.
I understand, but if your bag of tricks isn't working, and Gunny, I want to bring you in on this one. If your bag of tricks isn't working, did you notice that every time we did go to the passing game and we got Garrett and Lazard or Breece in the passing game, it worked. The drives that worked is when we didn't go run pass.
Yeah.
That's when those are the 2 touchdown drives that we had. And I understand what you're saying. Like, why didn't we see Malachi Corley? Why didn't we see Braylon Allen? Oh, of course. Well, it's fucking hard to see everybody when we're going up in 3, down in 3. Like, I totally get that. But maybe we're not going up in 3, down in 3 if we change the damn game plan and we're throwing on first and second down to keep them off, to keep them honest and spread them out so then we can return to the run game. Yeah, Gunny, did you see it the same way? I mean, what were you picking up there? Was it annoying to you? Did you, are you kind of where Dom is on that one?
Yeah, no, 100%. I was annoyed. I was very annoyed because it seemed as if Fred Warner was told before the game, or Fred Warner decided before the game, I'm going to eliminate Breece Hall. I'm going to eliminate Breece Hall because that's going to be the guy that we have to worry about the most. Go ahead and put a safety over on freaking Garrett Wilson. Let's go do this thing. And you saw it. Fred Warner is the best linebacker in all of football. I know we're Jets fans and we're going to fight for Quincy, fight for CJ, but Fred Warner is the best linebacker in all of football. The dude is high IQ. He can get you freaking sideline to sideline. He can go ahead and cover. He is a beast, and you saw him all over the field. And anytime Breece Hall got the ball, he was right there. So there was a concentrated effort on trying to go ahead and keep Breece Hall out of the game. And you're right. Every time they checked to a pass, which I believe was a Aaron Rodgers call, I don't think that was Hackett saying, "Oh, pass the ball here." It looked like when they checked to a pass, we were gaining yards, we were getting traction, we were getting movement. Listen, man, I sit here and I look at what Buffalo said last week. And I think if they had just gone off with a play action pass from Jump Street, it would have made them think twice.
Talking about. I ran a poll in Twitter. It was like 74%, or 60%, something like that.
Yeah, do the play action freaking boom play action play. get it downfield one time. Even if we missed, I think it would have set the tone like, oh, damn,
That's
all
right.
right. We almost got on that one. We need to go ahead and change the game plan. But no, they came out there with that same prediction. We were all laughing at it too, saying like, watch them go run, pass, run. We were laughing at it on the show last week. So if we know that's what they're going to do, I would assume the individuals getting paid to stop them are fully aware. You know what? I think they're going to go run, pass. Like, so it's frustrating because this boils down to the coaching. Like you were saying, we were out coached like drastically in that game. And you can tell like, man, so that's what championship level coaching looks like. And what we have is hope. I mean, hopefully Aaron Rodgers can go ahead and pretty much be the glue that I'm hoping Aaron Rodgers is the Peyton Manning, like Peyton Manning was for Adam Gase. I'm hoping Aaron Rodgers can be that for us, because at this point, man, you look at it and the fact that we called they were going to run those plays that way last week, and even just, casually just put out there, man, play action pass, we'll go ahead and set the tone. And we would do the same thing. The professionals getting paid to do this, especially the professionals that are the 49ers, were aware of it, and it showed. I think Hackett, man, is limited. And I feel like, I really believe wholeheartedly the drives we saw where we were making movements, we were getting downfield, those weren't Hackett plays. Those were Aaron Rodgers checking out of the play, making things happen. So I'm hoping we see a lot more of Aaron Rodgers just taking over the helm. I was hoping Hackett would come out and have more of a sense to him. I don't think that's going to happen. The fact that we mismanaged Mike Williams, we didn't really bring out Braylon Allen. I get it. We didn't have a lot of snaps to do so. But explain to me how on 4th and inches, we have a 6'2", 240-pound running back sitting on the sideline with 20-year-old legs. And we were like, hey, Breece, you know what? We're going to go ahead and send you out there. And again, Breece is elite. Yeah. But come on.
To that, I hear what you're saying on that, Gunny, and the Mike Williams things. I think it's something that we expected. At least they were vocal about the fact that they're going to slow roll him, and make sure he's up to speed. Like, he's not necessarily important week 1. But he'll be damn important week 10, 11, 12. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. And then, the whole Braylon Allen, Breece Hall thing. Here's what I'm going to say. I love both of those guys. I love the fact that they're our stable of running backs, but the people who were pining, and I'm not saying it's you, Gunny, the people that were pining to have or were upset of the fact that he got no run in the game were the same people that were complaining that we drafted another running back in April when we had a 3-down back elite player in Breece Hall. So you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think my whole thing, and then look, I wanted to talk about the game and everything, but I also want to talk about the game that we're watching. I want to kind of shift and see what our division rivals look like, and we'll kind of switch gears. But one thing I'll say is this. I think what the overall concern for me on offense, look at this. Oh, big pick by Tua. Big pick. Am I still ahead of you?
You're still ahead of me.
All right, I'll pause it. Tell me when you see the pick.
Now picked.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we should be locked or close to it. So my biggest concern on offense is that I want them to pay attention and respond to the situation present in the game. Like, that's what I'm not seeing. It's like you come in with a game plan, and I understand, kind of sticking to what you're good at and all that. But this game very much looked to me like a shake the rust off game. It seemed very, and I hate to use the word so much, but vanilla. It seemed vanilla to me on offense, and it seemed uninspired. And everybody seemed to honestly huffing and puffing, both on offense. I mean, I saw the offensive line didn't play as much. I saw numerous times where it looked like the offensive line, they had their hands on their hips. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That definitely happened on the defensive side of the ball. They were huffing and puffing. There was the one play where Michael Clemens was literally on his knees before the play. He was like on his knees and elbows. It's like, he's like, do I have enough time to fucking lay down, man? Because I will.
We all thought Sauce Gardner was hurt. And then we're like, oh, man, Sauce is gone. What's going on? And then he's sitting on the sideline just chilling, taking a knee. And I'm like, man, it's got to be bad. There's no helmet. I'm freaking I'm freaking out. Then you ask freaking Sada what happened. Oh, Sauce needed to catch his breath. He needed to, I thought we were taking ridiculous snaps in training camp. They took more snaps than they've ever taken before. He needed to catch his breath. Bro,
dude, they also were on that defense was on the field for 75 plays.
Yeah.
Compared to the 40.
Stop somebody.
Yeah.
Stop somebody.
40.
That's on them. That's
right.
their fault.
I'm not saying it's justified. I'm just saying like the time of possession, and I said it all week long leading up to the game, and then we'll be done with San Francisco and move on. But I said it all week long. You want to win this game, you gotta win the time of possession. You gotta keep that offense off the field. And guess what? San Francisco had the same mindset, and San Francisco executed. The Jets didn't.
What is this, Rosa Parks? Whatever you're doing, Rosa Parks, I'm going to put you in a timeout. I don't like anything you're saying. So I don't know. You can come back in a minute. We'll see how you go, but I don't like anything you're saying. I backed it up a whole bunch. I don't know who you're talking to, what it's about. But
I gotta ask a question that's completely off topic.
Shoot.
Yeah.
The Rings of Power TV series. Are y'all seeing this?
Not yet. I'm watching it with my family, so I gotta wait. No.
I'm not. I just saw the commercial. I haven't seen it yet. They just gave a commercial of it. I'm like, oh my god.
Did you watch season 1?
There's a season 1 to this.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Season
1 was good. You're gonna look. It was good if you're really into Lord of the Rings, like I am. Like I know the whole history and all the shit. You're gonna like it because you get to see a lot of things that we weren't able to in the movies and everything. But the orcs are annoying. The wargs are annoying. Like there's just a lot. I hope that they fix in season 2. It was like a lot of like there was a little bit of annoying stuff. And like Galadriel's like a super warrior. I don't know what all that is. But anyway, it was very entertaining and I liked it. So I'm really excited for season 2. Go back and watch season 1. I think you'll like it. But again, there's annoying things. I think they got a lot of feedback, so I think they'll fix it. But
but I can't believe I'm just now seeing this for the first time. I'm embarrassed.
So, all right, what's going on in the chat here? Like what is this? There's a whole bunch of people fighting about stupid shit.
Wait, what did we miss?
Let's see. Who's the Jizzercist? Is that somebody that's new?
I've never seen him before.
I don't recognize that name. And he looks like
Osama bin Laden. Yesterday was my favorite holiday. Yeah, what's going on?
Where's that?
What?
So where's that? Did you ban him? Did you see it?
I can't.
Let me see. Okay, so we'll ban that person. Whoops, we'll ban him. Did I ban somebody else? If I banned you, I'm mistaken. There's like a weird delay sometimes. Like when you do it, it'll drop
and
down.
Somebody dropped. Yeah. It caught me last night or Monday. I went to go ban somebody.
I apologize. I'll try to get you back on it.
No one's watching the game.
Let me see here.
Oh, right, here goes Josh Allen.
Yeah,
maybe slides.
What do you got?
Josh Allen broke contained. Slated third down and
got about 6 yards.
Reasonable, yeah. Third down and 4.
All right, so Buffalo did nothing with that interception. Miami already got the ball and punted. Is that what happened already?
No, right now, no. But Miami threw another interception, so Buffalo's right now at 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
Okay, 3rd and 5.
They're driving.
Back to
They're
pass.
in field goal
Great
range.
Protection. Nice.
All the time in the world.
Khalil Shakir with the catch.
Yeah,
who's very underrated, by the way. In my opinion.
He is. Yeah. But again, in terms of the manpower, I'm sorry. He's
all right.
He shouldn't be this open against the Miami Dolphins secondary. You
well, I mean, look at all that time in the world.
That is true. Yeah. There's no pass rush whatsoever.
So, I mean, what are we? I don't. All right. I want to watch the game, but I had on commercials. We'll talk. My next question is going to be Michael Clemens centric. Oh, look at that! Another missed tackle. See that? Ooh. Look at this. That's what the Jets game was. That play right there. Great penetration. Great opportunity for a loss.
And then they missed it.
And they squirt out. And then there's another missed tackle. Now it's a 9-yard gain instead of a 3-yard loss. We saw that all night long. No problem, Chrono. Again, I'm a little bit.
Jalen Ramsey. Is that Jalen Ramsey, number 5? Yeah,
that was Jalen Ramsey.
You guys know, I've literally been trying to get home since 5 o'clock yesterday. So like, I left my buddy's house at like I guess it was 5. So I got there like 5:30 at the airport, and I was in the airport. I finally left the airport at like 10:15. Then went back to the airport today. My planes were delayed today again. Oh, is he going to get the interference? No, okay. He didn't turn his head. Let's receive.
Yeah, but he made a play on the ball though.
It looked like he might have been touching the receiver though, impeding his ability to catch the ball. Let's see.
These guys are back, GreenBean.
What's that?
These guys are back in the chat. Just letting you know, both of them.
No, it's different. They got different comments. They got different accounts that they're doing. So I'll just keep banning you. I don't give a shit. It's like, it's stupid. You guys, you know what I mean? Like
3rd and 7. Here we go. From the 25. Allen drops back. All the time in the world. And it's a bad throw. No one was open. Tries to hit Ray Davis in the flank. 4th down, field goal coming on.
Yeah, so it's okay. I mean, and if you come back with another account, I'll just ban you. If this is fun for you, then it's fun for you. I mean, there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? So just ban the next account that you come on here. I don't know why that's fun. Man. I don't
get it either, man. I don't understand the logic behind it.
Because you know that like, they're alone too. Like it's, they're alone.
Yeah, 100%.
They're not in there with like bunch of friends busting balls or something. This one guy
by himself. Yeah,
by themselves. Like, what the fuck is that? All right, here he goes. All right, so I'll ban that guy too.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you see this guy?
Yeah.
It's probably the same dude.
It is. It's the same guy. They just make accounts. It's fine. It's not the first time. You know what I mean? It's not the first time.
You got nothing. These guys got nothing better to do though.
Yeah, that's okay. I literally will do this. We can stay on until fucking 3 a.m. I'll do that until 3 a.m.
Ban.
Yeah, I don't care. Get a life. You know what I mean? So it's okay.
So we're in commercial. So you had a Clemens take.
So yeah. So either one of you that wants to answer this now, are you? Clemens, there were numerous plays that I saw him getting pushed off the ball. Again, I haven't watched the all 22 yet and focused on some things that I focus on. One of them is always the lines. So, I'll be able to tell. But from what you guys saw, are you out? Or is he proven failure? Or did he have some nice plays from your perspective? I saw 1 or 2 that he looked okay, but I didn't notice too much of him making, too much of a positive impact, but I did see a couple plays where he was blown out of the hole. So what are your thoughts on him?
I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, I thought it was a mistake when I saw Leonard Taylor and Watts not active for that game. I didn't understand it. Clemens is active for that game. The dude, I think we kind of know what he is, man. And I really think that the reason why he came out of college and we were all excited, he was a 24-year-old man beating up on 18, 19-year-old kids. And I think it looked good enough for us to draft him. But then he got to the league and he's been a lot of freaking bark with no bite. And I think we all love the block punt that, you saw him running and chasing. I think we kind of fell in love with that effort in special teams. But right now we're talking about a defensive line that is the bread and butter of this defense, and we lost some guys that we know can ball at that level, the JFMs and the Huffs. I'm over the experiment. I watched him get bullied in that game this week by a rookie right guard, and I just don't understand the hype. And then to hear Saleh tell me to my, like, literally in press conference, he played good. I don't understand the love for him, man. I think if you have him as the backup, fine. But I was a little agitated that Taylor and Watts weren't on the field on Monday night.
I'm not necessarily surprised that Taylor and Watts weren't on the field. Well, I think maybe the one thing that I found surprising is that they only went with 3 defensive tackles, and Jalen Holmes. Is that his name? Jalen Holmes? What's his? Is it Jalen Holmes? Is that his name?
Who?
Yeah.
Jalen.
Jalen Holmes. Yeah. So, I mean, he's more of a defensive end that can bounce inside. So that I thought was interesting. But listen, like the player, very, very raw and not ready to play in the NFL yet. I think Leonard Taylor. I think they have the plan for Leonard Taylor is not to really play meaningful snaps this year. I don't know how much he would have really helped or affected the game if I'm being completely honest. Miami's back with the ball, and here's a handoff to 25. Is that A-Chain? For a few?
Nah, A-Chain is 28.
Oh, that's Jalen Wright. That's the rookie out of Tennessee.
Rookie, Jalen Wright, yep.
So we got 2nd and long. And it looks like Balen Spector's in there for Buffalo. So I guess Terrell Dodson is hurt. He walked off into the locker room early in the game.
All right, so
2nd and 7.
2nd and 7. Run up. Oh, look at that.
First down. Miami just runs so. And so creative. Their offensive run sets are so creative.
I mean, they're from the Shanahan tree. You know, McDaniels is from that Shanahan tree. It makes sense, right? Like he was also the running coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, game coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So, darn, that holding's bringing it back though. But yeah, now they've had some creative schemes in terms of running the ball, and you see that Shanahan McDaniels, like that mix right there in terms of how he calls the game. Got to get your offensive line on point though.
Little hold there.
Yeah, no, they're both holding. Hill and Armstrong were both holding.
Yeah,
little bit,
and they just called Armstrong.
What does Bill's defensive front look like right now?
Well, they got Vaughn, they got Ed Oliver,
Rousseau.
They got Rousseau. What a play!
What a play, dude!
Jonnu Smith.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and Jets talking about Kinlaw. We'll talk about Kinlaw at the next break too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, watching this play here, it's interesting because I think Aaron Rodgers can do all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I crave, like I envy at times.
But you know who can't?
Offenses.
Who can't do that stuff?
Hackett.
Doesn't matter. Had fucking Aaron Rodgers just call the play once, I mean, look, on the first touchdown drive, we saw that. There were numerous audibles. He called everybody up. He's like, let's have a meeting. Come over, everybody come over here. It happened 3 times on that drive. He called everybody together, and I'm like, come on, man, there's fucking 6 on the play clock. And he's like, relax.
I was freaking out. I was literally yelling at the TV, and I'm like, oh, wait, that's Aaron Rodgers.
It's Aaron Rodgers. He knows. He's like, dude,
he knows what he's doing.
I still have 3 seconds. We are fine.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, man.
Miami punts,
yeah, got to
fair catch to the 15 and a half yard.
Codrington. Now, Codrington week 1, did he had a 53 yard return. Yeah. Look at that shit, huh?
Yeah. Helping the Bills out. That hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
So we're at commercial. What did you have to say about Kinlaw, Bean?
Well, Kinlaw was he had 3 pressures. I thought he looked good early on. He looked like he was going to make a nice impact. Again, running game, I think the whole entire defense, they just didn't do their job. But I didn't think he was as ineffective as I think he, like a lot of people are just like that he was essentially a non-factor. Not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a man possessed. That's what I wanted to see. But nobody was that. Not Quinnen, not Jermaine Johnson, not anybody. So that doesn't excuse anybody, but what are your thoughts on Kinlaw and the impact that he had or lack thereof?
I thought Kinlaw played fine. I think a lot of people are maybe under a different impression of what Kinlaw really is. Kinlaw is not going to be your big stout, zero tech, one tech nose tackle who's going to swallow up double teams and stuff the run consistently. He's a guy that's going to push the pocket. He's a guy that's going to benefit off of playing next to Quinn Williams in passing situations and really get at the quarterback from the inside. That's what Kinlaw is. Lucky Fotu is the guy who who is really brought in here, for the early down run stuff and kind of stuff that you want, in that same sense that we saw on for very, very limited snaps last year, Al Harris.
Yeah. Now, Steve, you're on fire tonight. Steve Larson, he's on. But Malachi Corley sucks. It's like, I think we're going to have to give these guys a minute, Steve. Again, this was the first time that the starters played together ever. Obviously our defense, a large contingent of them are back, so that's a different story. But it's their first time playing at all this year. They played in the joint practices. Now, I don't want to put too much on it, but the first game being against a juggernaut like the Niners, that'll put some hair on your chest. So it's one of those things. I think we got to give guys a minute. We're so quick to call guys busts or be willing to fire guys or all this stuff when we just got to relax. Half the teams in the NFL lost week 1. I'm not sure if you factor that in, but it's part of the deal. And, nobody's saying that we're happy with the performance. Correct. And I'm really trying not to make what could be labeled as excuses. I'm trying to keep a level head, And I think when you take somebody and say Kinlaw sucks, JFM was better. I mean, dude, Kinlaw had 3 pressures. JFM's claim to fame, because it's not tackles and it's not sacks, it's pressures. That's his claim to fame. He had 50 pressures last year. He had 3.5 sacks. He had 15 stops and 20 or 30 tackles, whatever it was. So Kinlaw came out of the gate and had 3 pressures in game 1. So when we look back on things, believe me, I used to watch like when I watched you all 22, obviously I'm watching quarterback and I do the whole play design thing. Like I look to see who's open, but there's a significant portion of my eyes are on the line. Like that's what I like. It's what I played. It's what I kind of know a little bit more about.
What a throw.
And it's where my interest is. So anyway, what was that? Talk about it. What happened?
That was a beautiful throw.
They're going to call. Yeah, they're going to call. They're going to. I think they're going to call a penalty on Miami for targeting. Yeah, there it is.
Yep, there it is.
But there was a hold that they blatantly missed. There was a hold that they blatantly missed.
I mean, I don't know. That was 3 guys around the receiver, and he right in the. I mean, I don't know. That looked like from this angle. Yeah, 3 guys around him. And
helmet to helmet, they're going to call it every time.
On Poyer.
Yep.
Oh, on Poyer? Doing this to your own, it'd be your own people. It'd be your own people that do you like that.
But somebody got held by the left tackle. Deion Dawkins just literally grabbed him like this.
Picked him up like a child?
He got bull rushed and he was falling back and he literally grabbed him like this.
Oh, okay.
First down from the 50.
Big run up the middle.
Handoff.
About 9.
And they're not tackling. They're just they're trying to lay wood, man. They're doing the old Jordan Whitehead.
Yep. They want the big hit.
That's Ray Davis, man. He's a little tank, that guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, J.E. JFM did play 2 positions, which Kinlaw's probably not. We do see some movement, another run up the middle here. Big one.
Ray Davis.
So, I mean, that's a good point. I don't think Kinlaw was brought in to replace JFM specifically. He was more brought in to replace Al Woods, maybe Quentin Jefferson.
Jefferson. Yeah. Quentin Jefferson.
Fotu is more the Al Woods replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Which how long is he out for? Is he just out week to
4
week?
weeks. Minimum 4 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they put him on IR, it's a minimum 4 weeks. They said it was probably a 2-week injury, but I guess they wanted to play it safe. It's a calf.
Bounces it out, can't go anywhere, and it's looking like a short loss here.
Ooh, and that's a hip drop on 11 right there.
Have they called one yet?
I haven't seen one. Michael Carter got away with one.
Michael Carter got away with one. That was and he hurt the guy too in doing it. That was a legitimate hip drop tackle.
All right, so we got
second 11. Second 11 here.
Second and 11.
You had a weird formation.
Yep, they're gonna call that.
Everyone jumped.
Yeah, but everyone jumped. Torrance.
Yep.
False start.
Hey, they called 79 on that one. Yeah, I thought it was more.
Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown just got paid too. They have locked up their entire offensive line now. Now that they signed Brown, they got this offensive line. I think is locked up for the next minimum 3 years
for the
Buffalo
Bills. Yeah.
Second and 16. Josh Allen in the gun. You got empty set. Ooh, that's a big hit by David Long for a short gain. Third down and long. Third down and long, thanks to David Long.
Yeah.
Still no Dalton Kincaid sightings here.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that for 2 games now because he didn't show up last week either.
Well, they said that Arizona focused and really chose to bracket him and take him out of the equation. So I'm curious if Miami's doing the same and saying, okay, let your wide receivers beat us. Go ahead. 3rd and 12. Shakir in motion. And Josh.
Wow, down to the 1.
Oh, man. Who is that? Who's 26?
Oh, my gosh.
This is
on Jalen Ramsey. He just cooked Jalen Ramsey.
Is that Ty Johnson?
Yep.
I don't even know who that guy is.
No, it's Ty Johnson, dude.
He was a Jet.
Yeah, he's a former Jets running back.
Jalen Ramsey just getting cooked.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing. This is a quarterback sneak. Let's call it what it is.
Nope. Look at that. So touchdown Bills.
James Cook
up the middle. Nice and easy.
That's
so, you know what I want to happen? I want every team. This is maximum pain. I want every AFC East team to lose their division games in their own house. That's what I want. You know what I mean? So Miami can beat Buffalo up in Buffalo. I want their fans to feel it. That's what I want. Dude, I was down there in Miami all week wearing this hat. I thought to myself, I should have fucking brought another hat because it was a rough week down there in Miami. Let me tell you. We're walking around with this thing.
They were beating you up good on it?
Yeah. Well, I was staying in the house of a diehard Dolphins fan who, during the whole entire stream, was right behind me on the couch every single play making fun of me during the live stream. That was about as hard of a night as I've had in a long, long time, man. But at the end of it, he came in and said, whatever Wyatt needs, whatever money is missing to get the first Wayward Jets fan to the game, he'll pay the rest.
Wow.
So
how about that?
Yeah. So we're there. We're getting his flight. So Wyatt's in. So and I think we'll have a couple dollars left over to already start the next one. I got 3 more on deck that have asked to who have asked to play. Hey, Green Dog, how do you know that? Did I say that? That's what I used to say when I played defensive end. I used to say this side's closed when they used to run at me. This side's closed. I guess I said it on here, huh, Green Dog? Did you play with me? You didn't play with me, did you? That's funny. He pays attention. There you go. Good. Thank you. I say a lot of words. I forget all the shit I say. People are like, remember when you said that? I'm like, Yeah, I talk for collectively like 10 hours a week. Just talk. Maybe more than that, really. Probably about 10 hours a week. Just talk and talk and talk. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. What's up, James? How you doing? Yeah, Duncan says, who has Ty Johnson on their fantasy team? Anybody? Anybody?
No, I do not.
He didn't score.
Playing.
Yeah, he didn't score, so doesn't matter. Oh man!
But that was, I mean, he got him in. He got him to score. It's a great play, no matter how you slice it.
That's more on Allen and the offensive line creating that.
He still had to catch it though. He had to get open and catch it. I hear you though. But the thing is with him is that he's a very talented player. The reason that he's bounced around and not really risen up to being like a premier player is because he is as inconsistent as it gets. Remember, there was one game that the Jets had that Ty Johnson dropped 3 consecutive third down passes.
Yeah, I remember.
And then fucking poor Mimsy would come out and step on the line. You know, he'd get it at fucking offsides, and he's benched for 3 weeks. And there's Ty Johnson fucking running around. Oh, I hate it. I don't like this regime. Freaks me out. I don't know what their deal is.
Well, listen,
a lot of rubs.
Without successful playoff run, I don't think you're going to see this regime much more.
No, I hear
facts. That is facts.
And rightfully so.
I mean, you got right. I think both Saleh and is it the second Tua threw 2 picks already?
Yeah, two interceptions from Tua. I mean, the first one though, not his fault by any means. That was off the. I don't know who the wide receiver was, but it bounced right off of his freaking hands or shoulder.
What was I going to say? I know Joe Douglas is playing in his lame duck year. Is Saleh also in his lame duck?
Yeah, it's weird with Joe Douglas, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So, guys, I want to. All right,
here you go. Big run right up the middle.
Yeah.
Is that a chain? Yeah, it is. Get me my points, boy. Get me my points. Let's go. Oh, yeah, I have him on my fantasy football team. Don't mind me, guys. Breece Hall wasn't available. I had no choice. They got so much speed, man. Like the Miami Dolphins freaking team. So much speed on that roster. It's just disgusting.
Yep. First down from the 47. Another give up the middle. Another 6 yards.
Okay. Their run blocking is doing better than their pass blocking. Actually, not offensive line wise. I think the Dolphins have looked pretty decent.
Yeah, so far so good.
Had some time. Yeah. Wait, has Tyreek not caught a pass yet?
He
did some end around stuff.
Yeah, he did some end around stuff. I don't remember him catching pass. 2nd and 5. Split eye formation. Another power. And just short. It's going to be 3rd and less than a yard. Yeah, you know, for as much ballyhoo as there is about this Miami offense, they want to run it down your throat. They want to run the ball down your friggin' throat, and everything else develops off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Infrared saying the Finns and Bills both look vanilla. I don't think that's a vanilla from the Dolphins. I think that it's anything but. I think they're right now this drive. They're just imposing their will.
Oh, not that play.
Which is surprising because they're not really a physical team, and it showed right there. There it is.
Not on that play. No will to be had there.
Is that Liam Muckenberg that got beat?
Was it? Who's getting pushed back?
No, that's 65. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that guy is.
Jones.
Is that James Jones? Did they push him inside? Wait, where is Josh Jones?
No, he's in Baltimore.
I thought he was in I thought he was in Baltimore.
Oh, good. A sack
for it.
This is great.
Oh man.
A sack fumble?
Right on. No, not a fumble. Just a sack right on the Dolphins logo. I like those. Ed Oliver.
Yeah, that interior Miami's offensive line has been a question mark. And look, Jones again just got dog walked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they found it. They're like, all right, let's feast. Let's feast. So, all right. So let's take a second. I want to thank our sponsor for the show, everybody. And let's take what we're going to do. We'll take a look back on how you would have done on BetUS, which, if you didn't know, you can get 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. This is last week's little Jets 49ers line. Now, we didn't cover Gunny, turns out. Now, what was I guess the over would have won, right? Mm-hmm. So that, like I said, I would have taken the over. Everybody was telling me it reeked of an under. And that's, it was a little bit high. It was actually 44, and it changed to 43. But so if you would have taken the over, you would have won. But what'd you guys think about this? Like, looking back with hindsight, Gunny, how does it look now?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I lost the parlay as well on taking the point spread last week, embarrassingly. So, actually, I don't see a situation this week where the Jets don't win the game. I really struggle to look at that. Last week, I was obviously an idiot. It's true. I bet on the point spread. It wasn't close, obviously, which killed my parlay. Well, that and the Bengals losing to the freaking Patriots. So yeah, I mean, listen, I took a swing, but it's week 1, right? We're all a little bit rusty. We're all trying to get into the groove of things. If you are an individual who partakes in the finer art of gambling, it can only get better as you're learning more about each team each week. So I plan on getting back on that horse on BetUS and fixing and getting some of that money back. But yeah, I definitely lost betting on the point spread, and then I added it to my parlay on my second bet. So I lost twice this weekend, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's only week 1. It doesn't mean that your season's over, Gunny.
It's not over. My season, I'm still very much in the game. It's not over yet.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. You gotta be smart, and you have to always realize there are reasons for these lines, right? There are reasons. You got to look deeper than, this is a sure thing. Like, so many people told me, dude, you bet the under 100 out of 100 times. I'm like, nah, I wouldn't.
Same here.
I was like, I'm taking the over on this one, and I would have won. Don't forget, AC Ducey, the over under. That's my shit, man. That's the only. That's where I was strong. Everywhere else, I was really, really bad. But anyway, you guys, if you want to have some fun, go to BetUS. Click the link in the description to go to BetUS.
And Cook.
Look at this. James Cook. Big run. Big touchdown.
Oh, my
man. 24-7 in the first half.
That's game. They're not coming back from that. That's game.
They could, though. This is the Dolphins, man. They weren't quite down quite as much last week.
That's 3 touchdowns for James Cook today, boys and girls.
And I'm playing him in one of my fantasy football leagues.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, amazing, man. Amazing. I'm really happy about it. But the Dolphins they're an explosive offense team. They can make a tweak and come out firing. So who knows? But anyway, guys, go to betus.com and get on the action. Get yourself 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. And we thank BetUS for sponsoring the Thursday Thick of It for the 2024 season. It's going to be an amazing year. I know it is. Doesn't matter what week 1, what it looked like. So many teams look rough in week 1. How many times, too, we see like the 3-0s, the 4-0, and they're done. It's okay. So
I'll tell you, Poyer, bad angle, Poyer.
This makes me happy. I hate the Dolphins, and I hate the Dolphins fans.
GreenBean's like, yes,
that's right.
I
spend a week in Miami. It'll do it to you. Maybe if I was in Buffalo all week, I'd feel differently, but I wasn't.
Man, that's embarrassing. They just gave Jalen Ramsey $25 million a year. They said he was the best cornerback in football. They at least paid him like he was.
Yeah,
We've seen him already freaking get cooked by Ty Johnson, who was we didn't even know he was still in the league. But he did that, missing tackles in the backfield.
Money talks,
looks like he's
right?
just comfortable.
You could say what you want, but what you pay a man says a lot about how you think about him. I'll tell you that.
100%.
Best cornerback ever.
Best cornerback of all time.
That's right, man. That's right. Look at that.
This is frustrating.
I was just there. I can't even. I was there hours ago. Really, Fort Lauderdale hours ago. But yeah, look at this place.
So would you fly from Florida to Charlotte and then from Charlotte?
Yeah, today. Yeah. Usually I go direct, but that direct flight last night, it's just, I never have problems. It's usually real smooth, Richmond to Fort Lauderdale. But yeah, today I had, my flight was at 8:00 for tonight. And I was like, I can't, man. I had to miss the Tuesday stream. So I was like, I can't keep missing all these damn streams, man. So I changed it to 1 and I endured. Oh, good tackle. Nice open field tackle.
Cam Lewis.
Indeed.
They're down, man. Buffalo's defense is playing tough. They're down a bunch of guys. Forget Milano. They have no Teron Johnson. They just lost Bernard. They're down a bunch of guys here. I think they're down. There's a safety too, if I'm not mistaken. So good on them. Good on Buffalo.
This will be good. I want to see another pick. I want to see a pick 6. Oh my God, it almost happened. Did you see that?
Oh, it did almost happen.
Dangerous.
But nope, it's 12 yards. For the
nope, 12-yard gain instead. That was a dangerous one though, man. That was like that play against the Niners, a little flare out to Brees, and they had some penetration. That was scary. I was like,
it was like, did either of you guys watch any of the Giants Minnesota game?
No.
Well, that Daniel Jones ran that same play on his goal line that Andrew Van Ginkel picked off and walked in. Literally, it was on the 3-yard line, little pop screen like that, and Andrew Van Ginkel just stepped right in front of it for a touchdown.
Daniel, I saw a really funny meme about Daniel Jones this week. It was, like how they'll do those things, like how to build the perfect quarterback, and it'll go Peyton Manning's arm, Tom Brady's head, or what, mind, and it had Daniel Jones, and it said Daniel Jones's arm, Daniel Jones's mind, Daniel Jones's feet, Daniel Jones's hands. It was just a fucking picture of Daniel Jones. It's so good. Oh, that's funny, man. Yeah, that's what I'm with. I'm with James Thompson, dude. Like, we're gonna win these games, man. Like, and it doesn't matter, even if we go out and we don't blow out the Titans like so many. We better blow them out, or else this means, blah blah blah. Dude, we got to go out there and we got to put some nice games together, and we got to win some games. And we have winnable games coming up. And we got to just do that. We got to settle in, get this group going. It's the first time that the line ever played together. It's the first time that Aaron Rodgers is ever really playing with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and everybody else, except for the 4 plays. So let's just give them a second. The defense, I know, that's really the disappointing. We could have rolled with a rusty offense. We could have swallowed that.
Yeah.
Watching our defense get gashed for $150 by a fucking no-name, that was hard. It's hard to swallow. But I don't think, again, there were 18 missed tackles, guys.
Yeah, they didn't tackle well.
And it's a different game.
They didn't tackle well, that's for sure. Listen, it's so early, man. Is it the end of the world? I know that some Jets fans will be, but is it the end of the world if we come out of the first quarter of the season 2-2? No. You still have high hopes, right? Mm-hmm. You start 0-4, all right, Yeah, it starts, I think they said, 8%? There's less than 7% chance of making the playoffs if you start 0-3.
Yes, well, we got to not do that.
That's right. That's right.
Bow to Lord Rama says, what would be considered a success? 1 playoff win, or has it got to be championship game?
I think if we make the playoffs, it's deemed a success. I don't know if it's an overwhelming success. I don't know if getting into the playoffs and then getting dog walked like we did on Monday night, I don't know if that saves the jobs for Saleh and JD and staff. But hell, listen, I'm not going to complain. I mean, we haven't 14 years we've been without the fucking playoffs. Get me there.
Yeah.
You know, Get me there. That's all I'm looking for right this second. You know, let's get past Tennessee tomorrow.
Look at Ryan Fitzpatrick. Does anybody hate that guy like I hate him?
You do hate him?
Yeah, I do. Of course I do.
I do. I got some hate for Ryan Fitzpatrick as well. I don't know why.
You know what?
He gave us a fun season, but
he gave us a fun season that ended with 5 interceptions against fucking Rex Ryan, dude.
Yeah.
That's what he gave us.
Yeah.
That's like walking into your house with a big, a beautifully roasted, let's say like a rib roast. You know what I mean? Walk in, put it on the table, everybody dances around, and
the dogs eat it,
and then you leave with it.
He said
you know what I mean? That's what he did. Yeah, but he brought over that beautiful rib roast. Yeah, he took it with him. When he left, he didn't eat it.
He brought it, then left with it.
We had fun looking at it.
Celebrating.
Oh, yeah, we all stood around. We're like, oh, my God, this is going to be so great. What a great guy. I can't believe it. I never thought he would bring something like this. You ever had a full rib roast, man? Like a prime rib roast?
No.
I've had a prime rib. I've never had a prime rib roast. Like
dude, it's
the prime rib roast has the bone in it, right?
It has all the bones in it. So like when you get a prime rib roast, it has like 5-6 prime ribs.
Whew. That sounds
dude, it's
delightful.
Spectacular. I've only done it like twice in my life. And it's like when you see it brought out, you're like, ooh.
Oh no.
Wow, this is a different day. Oh, it's like you're the king, that's what the king eats.
I got it. I got to step my game up. No, King Lowski in the house.
Yo, King Lowski. What's up, bub?
We got Josh McMinn with tonight's first super chat. Look at this slow night. Nobody cares if their comments are getting read tonight. It's kind of mellow, which is all right. Thanks, Josh. He says practice isn't the same anymore. They don't hit, tackle, just run. I think defense has had slow attacks before. Only thing I worry is pass rush.
Well, let's see. Let's slow your roll on. Let's slow our roll on the pass rush thing because, in true pass sets on Monday, when San Francisco had 4, when we sent 4 or more against San Francisco, there was no swing passes, no quick passes, no play action. The Jets got pressure on over a third of the time. Now, you'd like to see it maybe a little bit more, but I don't think it was all that as bad as it seemed. We didn't get home. Even though we got 3 sacks, we didn't get home. But so I think that's the stuff that I think is going. You're gonna see kind of correct itself a little bit. Yeah, a lot of the stuff was quick hitters and one-step drops, which was probably planned or schemed that way to avoid any sort of pass rush or deficiencies that they thought the matchup of their offensive line against our defensive line was going to cause. And they were wrong because our defensive line didn't come to play, but
they didn't. I mean, again, like they were huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
And, we would have loved to see McDonald get more, make more impact and all that stuff. But I think overall the unit seemed a little bit like they got popped in the chop. They just were seeing stars. That's what it seemed like to me. They were getting pushed all over the place. There was very little fight left, early. It happened early from my vantage point.
To a scramble for a first down.
What's up, Lowski? I didn't say hello when everybody else did. It's always good to see Lowski in the house. We love him. He's been around forever. Real quick, Lowski, what do you think of this? I want to show these guys what it looks like. So,
oh, that looks so good.
That's a prime rib roast.
I've never had one of those. I've had prime rib before, but I've
never had you're right. Roast. When you have prime rib, this is what they're doing. They're cutting it right there. Oh, screen. About 7 yards.
20 seconds left.
And when they leave the bone in, it's the king cup. Look at all these guys. Look at that thing.
That's so beautiful. I've never had one of those. How?
Yeah, you got to do it. They're not cheap. They're not cheap.
I got to get my life together. Hey, listen, the bone means flavor. Bone means flavor. So whenever you see a bone in any cut of meat, congratulations. It's going to go ahead and expedite the flavor. It's going to enhance the flavor.
No doubt.
I need to get me one of those. I've never had that before.
That's like a Thanksgiving tradition right there. Not that we do it.
Not our tradition, but somewhere.
Yeah, our tradition.
Yeah.
We do turkey and turkey. That's prime rib roast. That's not something we do here.
Gunny, you know what we did in my house on Thanksgiving?
What you do?
Pasta. You know what we did on pasta?
Yeah.
What we did on Christmas? Christmas? Pasta. You know what we did on Wednesdays? Pasta.
Yeah, no. I say this,
Wednesday
like in our
is
house,
always
Thanksgiving.
Well,
Wednesday is
always pasta day because it's far enough away from Sunday.
That's right.
You can have fucking pasta again.
Yeah.
And the leftovers are gone, so it's time to make pasta.
I'm a huge pasta guy, so I love pasta. But on Thanksgiving in this house, if I serve pasta to my kids and the wife, yeah, I probably wouldn't be happily married right now. So now we definitely go big for the holiday dinners around here. So Thanksgiving, it's usually a roasted turkey and a fried turkey. The wife will make a ham. We got the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes, the string, everything, the string beans. And on Christmas, I think it's the ham. The ham is the Christmas thing that we do here. But yeah. Pasta? He said my man said pasta.
See, I'm Tom. I don't know if it's Wednesday. In my family, like we had the turkey for Thanksgiving. My grandmother would make a roast beef, like she's fucking. But then we always had lasagna, like a big tray of thick homemade lasagna.
Some sort of pasta. Well, yeah, you're right. My parents never cooked a turkey in their life. I married, my wife's family, on the other hand, they're from the South. So, I understand like good traditional American fare now on the holidays when we have it with their family. But my parents, nope, it's pasta. Oh, you want some meat? Here's some chicken cutlets.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that. That sounds delicious.
It's old guineas. Old guineas. You know what I mean? That's
like, you like the bird? Let's chicken the cutlets. The cutlets.
Yeah.
Green Dog says his wife is full Italian. Chad's tried to put sauce on corned beef. No joke. That's hilarious.
And was it good? I bet you it was good.
It wasn't. I'm telling you right now. And I love both.
We do, my wife and I, there's a little place around the corner from our house here. And on St. Patrick's Day, we'll always go and we'll order out corned beef and cabbage. And since I've been married to my wife, that's the only time I've ever had it. And I eat it once a year and I look forward to it. It's delicious.
What is it?
Corned beef and cabbage, the old Irish fare. Yeah.
I want to say we've had that before because my wife is really big on like cabbage and stuff. I want to say
out of bounds.
She loves pierogies and all that good.
Yeah, so we got 12 seconds left in the first half here.
And no more timeouts. So
they're driving a little bit, but the Bills are giving them some space. What yard line are they on here?
The 13th?
They're in scoring position.
Yeah, you got to go to the end zone here. You got no more timeouts, so you can't use the middle of the field. Buffalo called the timeout.
Green Dog says, nope, not good. Yeah, some things just don't mix. Infrared talking about sofrito. I love sofrito.
Sofrito is amazing. So for Haitians, we have ippies, right? But it's in essence the same thing. You use a combination of oil, garlic. I think it's green onions for us. Sofrito, I want to say they use cilantro, if I'm not mistaken. We use parsley, a little bit of freaking chicken bouillon. Like, listen, sofrito is delicious. I love it in fish, love it in chicken. We do ippies ourselves, but I put that on our turkeys. So, like, whenever I make my turkeys, I do a Haitian ippies, and I go ahead and implement it. But now, sofritos is definitely a close second favorite in terms of that nice, delicious mixture you put in there to preseason before you add the spices.
Fucking Tua choking it up right now.
Oh, that hurt. Hit him right in the calf.
I mean, maybe you're throwing it out of bounds. At least you come away with the 3 points, maybe.
I hope that's what he was doing.
But I'll tell you, just so you guys know, if you want to get a prime rib roast, like prime rib, but prime, it's going to be anywhere from 175 to 200 plus.
Oh.
So that's what you got to know. You can go down to like Choice and get that cut. It's still good. Choice is good. But maybe like 120. You got to think you're getting 4 or 5 prime ribs out of it.
I mean, that's true though. Yeah. It's going to feed a family. So that's actually kind
totally. It's going to feed. It's not bad. The field goal is good. So we got a 24-10 game, guys.
Going into the half, and Buffalo gets the ball, if I'm not mistaken.
Gets the ball first. Yeah. Buffalo gets the ball first.
That's the way to do it.
Man. Yeah, you saw the time of possession. Buffalo, 11 minutes time of possession. They've turned 11 minutes into 24 points.
Wow.
That's what happens when you win the turnover battle, man. You know?
That's facts.
You win the turnover battle in their territory.
2 picks in their territory, and Miami went for 4th and didn't get it.
Yeah. There you go. Michael DeRoos saying Quincy Williams and our safeties have to learn how to plug the gaps and tackle to stop the run. No doubt. I mean, again, and I appreciate it, Michael, because the game that I saw wasn't like if the tackles, like when they were in the positions that they were in, all they had to do was tackle. If those tackles happened, and let's just say half of them, 8 tackles happened, half of those are the ones behind the line. It's a completely different game because don't forget, we got into numerous 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 3s, and we couldn't tackle. And many of those, we had them. We had them stopped, and they popped through. So it's an entirely different game. When you look at those 8 scoring drives, and don't forget, the other positive is even though there was 1 drop touchdown, so you got to factor that in from Brandon Ayuk. Very hard catch, but still a drop nonetheless. Stopping them, most of those were field goals. What do you have? 6 field goals.
Yeah.
So, that's testament. You know what I mean? It's not like when they're just easily walking in the end zone, and they were trying. Make no mistake. It wasn't like they were just playing conservative football. They were trying. We were stopping them. So again, it's not to say that we didn't get our asses handed to us. There's no doubt that we did, and we got pushed all over the place. But there's a lot to chew on. It's not, when like the Jets of old, when you just didn't have the horses, period. And you just could see like we are outmatched. It's 24-10 in the first half. Something like that. And then it's like a 40, 35, 10 game. Those kinds of things. That's not who we are anymore. And we're going to have games where we don't play well. It happened during the 2010 season. As a matter of fact, you guys might not remember this. During the 1998 season, that was the Parcells year. Glenn Foley was our starting quarterback that year. Okay, we started the season against the Niners. It went into overtime, and Garrison Hurst popped off a 98-yard touchdown run. I was crushed. And then about halfway through the year, we lost to the Colts. We got our ass kicked by the Colts. And I couldn't even look at the newspaper that week. Like I remember I worked at AT&T and everybody knew I was a fucking Jets fan. So everybody I couldn't even talk about it. It was brutal. And I thought the season was over. I thought Parcells was old and tired and he was never going to take us. And we ended up being 12-4, winning the division and going to the AFC Championship game that year. And in my opinion, we blew it. There was the fumbles and that kind of shit. Mostly by Parcells guy. I think Meggett, Byers, and Curtis Martin all had fumbles in that game. Poor Vinny T played a flawless game in the AFC Championship game and was betrayed. But so it's like, those times when it's like when we just get our asses kicked, you get shellacked. What about the 45-3 game in 2010 against the Patriots?
Yeah.
And when we went up to play, why do you think Bart Scott got so mad and did the whole can't wait thing? Because everybody wrote us off because the Patriots beat the living shit out of us the last time we played. That was the third time we played them that year. Nobody gave us a chance, and we beat them. So that's the thing, man. It's like, it's week to week. It's a long season. Again, 2010, Glenn Foley was the starting quarterback. Vinny Testaverde was the backup quarterback that year.
Glenn Foley, God, he was so bad.
He was good. He got hurt. He was good. He was going to do it. He was going to do it.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
GreenBean. He
watched
wasn't.
the 2 games. Parcells won. Dude, there's a reason that Parcells had him as a starting quarterback. He cut O'Donnell for him. But he was, look, remember, that was the famous story. Glenn Foley got hurt. And then he said, how you doing or whatever. And then Parcells, what did he do? He gave him a little hug and he went, ugh.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
You're not ready, kid. And Vinny Testaverde came in, and the rest is he fucking lit it up. It was just, there was no going back from there. Man, I'm blowing through these seltzers tonight. I'm thirsty, guys. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, you were on an airplane just before you jumped on here. You probably haven't had
dehydration station.
That's what happens.
As a matter of fact, I'll be right back. I'm going to fill up. I'll be right back.
There you go. I reminded you. I'm thirsty, too.
I just had TJ go grab me some water. I was like, hey, son, go fill this bottle up. I need some water.
Yeah. I'm dying over here.
Yeah, so I mean,
go on, Gunny, please.
What do you think about the first half?
I think it's what, you know what I think? I think that a lot of people are unfairly writing the Bills off. And I'm guilty of this too. They lost Diggs, they lost Gabriel Davis, they lost numerous defensive guys, and then you add Milano to the mix in the middle of the offseason here, and it just seems like they're done. But they're coming to play, and the guys that they have, whether it's the Josh Allens, the James Cooks, the Ed Olivers of the world, they're still world-class players, and they're bringing it. And I think a lot of people expected Miami to wipe the floor with them tonight. And Miami might have thought that too. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. They're getting caught.
I'm guilty. I looked at this matchup and I kind of looked at both sides of the ball. Looked at the rosters, man. And in all actuality, in my opinion, the Miami Dolphins is the more talented roster. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They've got the dogs. But Josh Allen is, I think, the best quarterback in the division. And until proven otherwise, he's that dude. I was not expecting this. I wasn't. I'll sit here and tell you, I thought going into this game today, I even did a video on this, that the Dolphins were going to go ahead and be the ones that come out on top and take charge and be, the number one seed in the AFC East, at least, take the top slot. But looking at them play now, man, I don't know if the Dolphins have a mental block that doesn't allow them to go ahead and play to their potential against the Bills, or if the Bills just have their number. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm with you. I was under the impression that the Buffalo Bills, with significantly less talent, was going to be in a rebuild year. After this year, they would have dropped to maybe the third in the AFC East. Rebuild is coming. But they won last week. They're beating a more talented Miami Dolphins team right now. Maybe they're them dying off was their demise was overly exaggerated. So I'm baffled right now too.
Yeah, see, what bothers me the most is that Modine is happy right now. That's the thing that bothers me, because he's a Bills fan, and I just want him to be unhappy. That's what I want, And it's like, fuck. I'm a very hateful football fan. And I very rarely get the upper hand on anybody. It's bullshit. I just want to be able to rub dog shit in people's faces. 1 year, Gunny. That's what I want.
I feel that. No, 100%. I feel that.
I'm tired of eating crow.
I just want one time to go ahead and be able to say, haha, you eat it now. We've been eating it for years. You get so I feel you on that one.
But I do think the Bills, I don't think the Bills are going to do anything this year. I think they're going to fizzle. I think they're coming out and trying really, their best to show the world that they're not writing this season off. But we saw it with Belichick. the Brady-less Belichick's. We saw that too, like, kicking, screaming, clawing, fighting, but they're not able to do much. He got to the playoffs the one year, but he's not able to do much. And I think that's where the Bills are. They're going to need to retool. Keon Coleman, who I do like as a prospect, I think he's going to ultimately be good. They have the tight ends, which they're not really using tonight. But they can, and they will throughout the season. So they're not dead. They have real talent, but I don't think they're going to be the Bills. They're not. I just don't see them doing much. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
But I'm with you. I just, at the end of the day, it's football. Football is people will tell you like, it's coaching and you need football players to win football games. That's just the nature of the game. These are the elite of the elite. You need those playmakers on your roster to matter. And the Buffalo Bills, like you said, I do like Keon Coleman. I do. As a high-end wide receiver 2, maybe. Can he be a wide receiver 1? We'll see. I just think the lack of separation, his route running is a little bit sloppy. Yeah, he's a fun guy to watch in terms of making those contested catches. But there's a lot to his game that leaves a lot to be desired. So I don't know if we can look at him and think, hey, Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs replacement. And then after that, man, it's just a bunch of Jags, just a bunch of other, just a bunch of average guys, just a bunch of guys. So I'm with you, man. I don't think they have the dogs. I don't think this is going to last. I still believe the division is going to wind up finishing out Jets or Dolphins, when then the Bills taking that third spot. But at the very least, you got to admire the fact that they're putting up a fight. Josh Allen's by himself on an island, and if they win this game, they'll be 2-0 going into week 3. I didn't see that coming, but this is why you play the games. This is why you got to play the games in football.
That's right. You're right. You can say what you want to say.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. You got to play football. Now, Infrared saying he's a Patriot fan. We've gone over this a million times. I feel like I'm certain he's a Bills fan, but it's possible. Either way, he's an asshole. I don't think we have much to debate about.
Modine confirmed. He is a Patriots fan. He confirmed it. 851. Yep. He says, look out if the Patriots win.
If the Pats win, have mercy. So you're a fucking Patriots fan? Why do I think you're a Bills fan? Good. Then he's not as happy tonight. Good. That makes me happy, because they're definitely losing this week. So that'll be good. And they're definitely losing against us. Yeah. We're going to beat the 100%. Shit out of the Patriots.
We're going to sweep them this year. Clean sweep.
Yeah. I will say, though, I'll tell you, so when we talk about concerns, my real concerns, guys, are the ability to outcoach the great coaches. And that's why I think, again, I think it boils down to the tackling and all, but why is that a consistent trend with us? No matter who we bring in here, why do they miss tackles? What is that? I don't know what that is. So let's take another brief moment to remind you guys about BetUS. BetUS, America's favorite sports book. You can go on to that. You can go to betus.com, everybody, and get yourself. Let me see. I think that we have a new promotion too. Let me tell you guys what that is. Let me see here. So check this out. BetUS is now giving you a 150% bonus on your first read. So it was a 125% bonus. They have raised it to a 150% bonus. And what you got to do is you got to use the promo code YouTube150. That's what you got to do. If you go to betus.com, let me make sure that's the website. Hold on. I'm over here looking at prime ribs. betus.com. You can get yourself a 150% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 using the promo code YouTube150. So guys, that's pretty amazing. They just raised the 125% bonus to 100. If they raised it 25%, that's big. If you ever get a 25% raise, Dom, anybody ever do that for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have. You've gotten 25% raises.
I had
25%.
leave jobs to do it.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's not a raise.
That's not a raise. That's you seeking out a better opportunity.
That's right. Better opportunity. Right. Yeah, exactly. By the way, what a weird thing, man. And well, I want to thank BetUS, guys. Go to betus.com. 150% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Thank you to BetUS. But this is my first week not working. That's why I spent it in Florida. I had to go down there and kind of try to recoup, but I was, I fucking forgot. It was opening week with wearing a Jets hat with no Miami, with Miami fans everywhere. So we had to win. I think I was betting on that. Like being in Miami wearing a Jets hat when the Jets win is a great thing.
It's a great
thing. It's great. I've done that.
Yeah,
when you lose,
it's not fun over there.
I lived down there in 2009, 2010. Those were fun years.
I lived in West Palm Beach, Florida in 2005, 2006. So I know what you mean. Being a Jets fan in Florida, it's not fun when your team ain't really dominating.
Oh yeah.
So what's on the agenda then, Bean? If the job,
I'm gonna start smoking crack again. That's my plans. I want to blow it up. I'm blowing it up. I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to go to rehab. I would like
to veto that option. I vote that we veto that option.
Oh, have you ever been to rehab, Gunny?
Never have.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
It's a good time. He said it's the best. It's the best.
Yeah. So no, I have a business that we just started. Plus, I have a lot of logs and a lot of fires. So I'm betting on myself this year. So we'll see how I just couldn't do it. It's scary not to have like the sure thing. You know what I mean? But but I can't. I couldn't devote what I needed in order for these things to be a success. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it with I devoted 50 hours a week to this other job. So it's like it's never going to work that way. So if I want to take a shot, now's the time. Because I don't know if you've picked this up, but I'm not getting any younger. Nobody is, but particularly me. Thank you, man. John is behind me. So thank you, John. I appreciate that. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. Like Green Dog, here's the thing with gambling. If you're concerned with gambling, don't gamble. Like I don't gamble. It doesn't mean a lot of my best friends love it. You know what I mean? So and they're fine. It's just like I was with a friend this weekend, and it's a funny thing because I haven't had a drink. My last drink was in 2010, and before that it was 4.5 years. I only had one beer in 19 years or 18 years or whatever it is. But like I had a friend, I was just hanging out. He goes, "Hey, do you mind if I drink?" I said, "Do you mind if I don't?" And he said, "No." I said, "Well, fucking who cares?" You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, so if somebody's going to drink, they're going to drink. If somebody's going to play a couple bets, then they play a couple bets. I can't, Green Dog, I can't even look at the scratch offs, buddy. When I start really thinking about scratch offs, all the possibilities, but for me, it's the feel of the scratch, the softness of the scratch off. Dude, I used to be a crazy drug addict.
GreenBean's describing it like it's a woman or something.
That's how it feels, Gunny.
What?
I used to watch people we would get we would go to the bar and we'd get like 20 scratch offs to start the night, and they would just scratch them like that. And I'm like, hey, you're not playing the game.
Take your time with it.
Take your time. Look, one at a time, man. Kiss it, caress it.
Oh man,
make it a night. But seriously, I used to lose my whole paycheck on scratch offs before I even got my blow. It was like the worst. I'd be sitting in that box, Tom, because they had a liquor store next door. So it was like a bar with a liquor store. So I would keep walking over. I'd be like, oh, come on. I bought 100 tickets on the same roll, and they're all losers. Like, what the fuck? What is this? The next one, you can't buy 100 tickets straight and have them lose because the next ticket's going to win. I'd be borrowing money. I'm like, dude, come on. The next one's going to be 20 grand. I just know it is. I can't go out now. So anyway, the game is back on. We'll hang out for a few
third down and 7 or 8 looks like.
So that's all it is. Green Dog, I hear you, buddy. But it's like, it's anybody to each their own. You know what I mean? To each their own. If you have a problem with gambling, I strongly suggest that you don't. Same thing with drinking, drugs, sex. If you read too many books, be careful. Whatever it is that's torturing you, don't do it. Stay away if you can.
Miami's spending a timeout already.
They're all jammed up there, Don.
When they're down 14 points. That's just unbelievable.
They didn't like the alignment that I guess Buffalo came out in. That's a shame. 2 minutes into the second half, you're already spending the timeout.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, Lane. While the timeout is going, I want to tell you, the answer is a resounding yes. I don't think there's a team in the NFL that the Jets can't beat. Like, we're not without horses. Now, will we get it together and do it? I don't know, but I think we're going to win this week. I feel pretty good. 1 o'clock game. As opposed to being on the West Coast, and playing at night and the whole thing and first week. It's tough. It's tough, man. So we're coming back east, playing at 1 o'clock, settling it back down.
In a rainstorm, from what I hear. In a rainstorm. A lot of rain this weekend in Tennessee.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. What a great move. Who's 92 on the Dolphins?
Sealer.
Who is it?
Zach Sealer.
Huh. Great moves. Great swim. Very effective. Did you see it?
I did. I was watching Chop Robinson.
Watch this. Watch him. Look at that fucking penetration.
Yeah, that's power right there.
Yeah. Little off balance. You'd like to see him do it without slipping a little bit, but
15's got to get to that ball. He had a chance at it. He kind of gave up on it.
Yeah, his change of direction though seems a little bit stiff. Like he don't got those hips for it.
Did you guys see the Alan Lazard interview today?
No. What do you say?
So,
I'm the greatest there ever was or ever will be.
So
I'm him. I'm that dude.
I'm him.
I think it was Samini. I don't remember which one of the hacks it was. But they asked him, like, what's the big difference between your play this year, which has been great week 1 to what it was last year? His only answer was Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
That was his only answer. That was the only thing he said was Aaron Rodgers. So
yeah.
I guess he wasn't a Tim Boyle fan.
Well, he never even played with Tim Boyle. He was done already. It was all Zach.
Yeah.
Zach is, I'll tell you what, if Bo Nix plays 2 more games, I don't think it's just crazy. I know Stidham's ahead of Zach, but I think the universe is going to have it so Zach plays us. I don't know whether it's something.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was talking with somebody about that. Is there a world where Denver's so bad and they're so out of it that they maybe turn the reins over to Zach to use him as trade bait come trade deadline?
We tried that. Problem is he sucks. He ruins his trade value went down.
Yeah, playing Zach was our mistake. If we had just kept him on the bench, people would thought to myself, oh, well, we haven't seen him this year. He got a couple of wins last year. He's learned behind. There's hope there. Yeah, but we played him.
All right, so commercial break. Let's go down memory lane a little bit here. You brought up Zach. I might as well talk about him. Gunny, I think I know GreenBean's answer, so I'm going to ask you, Gunny. 2020 draft. What did you want to do?
Justin Fields. Well, no. First and foremost, I didn't want a quarterback.
You mean
you wanted to keep
the Zach draft? 21.
21. I'm sorry, 21 draft. You wanted to keep Sam.
I wanted to stick with Sam Darnold, put something around Sam Darnold, help around Sam Darnold. That's what I wanted to. But if we were going to draft a quarterback, for me, it was Justin Fields. And I stand on that till this day. Justin Fields we would have looked better with Justin Fields behind center with his ability to go ahead and operate with no offensive line, run the ball. I think he doesn't get enough credit. The guy has gotten better every single season he's played in the league, and he's done so with little to no help, which is what we were offering Zach, little to no help. So I just feel like Justin Fields was the dude. But if I'm being honest with you, I wanted us to stick with Sammy. I really was hoping we were going to stick with Sammy and put some pieces around him.
I know GreenBean's answer, so the game's back on.
But just on the quarterback piece, I didn't want Sam either. I thought we should have traded Sam, traded back, and taken whatever quarterback was there. So if it was Mac Jones, if it was Justin Fields, if it was Trey Lance, Trask, any of those guys, I thought once you got past Trevor Lawrence, and I did think Justin Fields was the number two out of those guys. And I thought he was going to go right after us. I didn't. The fact that the Niners took Trask, that surprised
Trey
me.
Lance.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Trey Lance. That surprised me. So I just wanted, like, the way I looked at it was, is Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold better than 3 firsts and one of the other guys, Mac Jones? And
but could you have gotten 3 firsts for moving all the way down there?
Why the Dolphins did it? The Dolphins got 3 firsts and a third moving from 3 back. That was the trade that was meant for us.
The San Francisco, right?
Yeah. And then the Dolphins traded one of those firsts to move back up a few spots to get Waddle. But really they wanted Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase, but Waddle was fine. But yeah, I mean, dude, there was that was the year. Everybody had a boner for that quarterback class. Everybody. That's why, like, when people look back in hindsight, even though I didn't like Zach Wilson, I was very confident that he was going to struggle when he got to the NFL. And I was also confident that we weren't going to allow him to struggle. We were going to be very hard on him. And I just said, it's not going to fucking work here, guys. And nobody believed me. But the quarterback class, everybody loved that quarterback class. You know, that was people thought there was going to be numerous stars coming out of there. Mm-hmm. The fact that everybody but Trevor Lawrence was traded already is, it's crazy.
And Trevor Lawrence is not that good either. Like he's an average quarterback.
Yeah, he's anomalous to me because it's crazy to me how many drops he really does have. But what is that? Is that the way he's throwing the ball? Who knows? I don't know. But so anyway, so for me, it would have easily been 3 firsts, like that trade back to me. But I didn't want Sam either. I thought Sam was cooked. He needed a year. He was damaged goods. He had happy feet. He needed a year to sit. When Matt Rule traded for Sam and started him, I said, it's not going to work. He needs a year to pull, but just like we wanted to do with Zach, that's fine. But neither one of them got it. So it kind of elongated. But anyway, that was what I wanted. I was very smart. If I did it my way, it would have worked. I know it would have.
Oh, another pick. This one's going to the house.
6.
What a bad throw.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, that's awful. That is just awful.
Wow, guys.
Ooh, Tyreek Hill is pissed off.
I hope they start fighting. Look at that hold.
Well, they pulled. You see that guy in there, number 70, Lamb? They pulled the guy Jones and put in Lamb.
Lamb did all right, though.
This is utterly embarrassing. But no, this game's over. At one point, this guy was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Granted, it was like for a couple of days, but
10 minutes ago,
Tua was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He's getting paid $53 million a year to play football. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's nuts. I don't know any Dolphins content creators, but they're probably losing their shit right now.
Oh, they are. TD Finch Talk right now is one of my favorite ones. I can't wait to see his reaction to this.
Oh yeah,
I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's the guy on with Richie, right?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Yeah, he's not a Tua fan though.
No, he's not. Wow.
So I'll tell you, this one's a wrap, and I think it's 10 after 10. We could wrap this one up. I want to thank BetUS, everybody, for sponsoring the show. I want to thank Gunny for taking the mantle for me, man. I know. I told him, I said, hey, look, just in case, I'm going to send you the way to, the admin and everything. I said, but I got an 80% chance I'm going to make it. And dude, you know what happened? There was just one more last 20-minute delay, or else I would have been here right on time. But anyway, Gunny, thank you so much for taking the lead. Dom, of course, thanks for hopping on, and you guys it was a good show. I was listening to it. So I was like, all right, this is interesting shit. I like these guys. I like these guys. So yeah, what do you guys got coming up? You got anything you want to tell anybody about? Dom, what about you first?
I am really diving in. I got nothing special going on my channel. The draft stuff is going to come. I've been very engaged in breaking down our opponents. Like I said, I spent a lot of time in the All-22 film for Tennessee doing that stuff. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that during the season from me. Probably just social media stuff, no YouTube stuff. You can catch me on Mondays with Ryan. We didn't have our show this past week because of the game. As a matter of fact, what are we doing next week? Next Thursday is the Jet game. So
next Thursday that's right. Next Thursday is a full watch party. So you guys are invited to hang. Gunny doesn't do well on the watch party. He isn't but he's welcome.
Listen, it's a Thursday night. Think of it. I will be here.
All right.
Whoa.
All right, then we'll do it. It'll be 6 of us or 5.
I will apologize if I am erratic because I struggle when we're playing. I struggle to go ahead and do this because you're about to see some motion on Thursday.
Well, you guys are welcome. You just got to remember it's a watch party, so we gotta. It's chat based. You know what I mean? It's obviously game based, but we just got to remember we can't all talk. We'll talk about it. That'll be fun. So we'll have 5 of us on for the watch party next week. That'll be interesting. But we got to lock up. We got to sync up too. It's gonna be important. We can't
that game matters. That game matters.
That game matters, man. That'll be fun. That's our home opener too. That'll be a good time.
It is.
So we'll do that. Dom, were you done?
Yeah, like I said, you guys, if you don't, I'm pretty active on Twitter at DC_NY Jets. I post a bunch of clips and videos and breakdowns and stuff there. I do have my own channel. Nothing really is going on there. You can always catch me on Monday with the Talking Jets, show. Me and Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 Mondays 8 to 9. Outside of that, man, until probably late October, then I'll start getting into my draft stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dom's great on Twitter. If you're not following him, you're making a mistake. He's great. You had a really good comment today too. I forget what it was.
I got it. Yeah, I got into it with Zach Rosenblatt a little bit.
Yeah, it was fun. I forget what it was, but I was like, ooh, I was like liking the stuff. But Gunny, what do you got coming up, bud?
So Tuesday nights, it's a hangout as always. So we are going to be talking a lot more about, of course, how the Jets play ball, what we expect for them going into week 3. I'll be dropping my preview video tomorrow for the Jets versus the Titans. So check me out on the New York Jets Situation Report. I'm on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course now Twitch and TikTok. So yeah, you'll see those videos. Check me out, man. Let's talk Jets.
Yeah.
All right. And that's, I guess, I don't know what to say. So I love you guys. I'm fucking tired, man. I thought I had something, but
it's been a long day. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day, man. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Nice to see. Let's watch one more play here. Nice to see the Dolphins get their asses handed to them in their house. I hope it continues. I'd hate to see one of the greatest comebacks ever. That would bother me. Oh, what a spin.
Von Miller. Oh, and it's a touch. He's not down
Waddle.
there, and now he's down. It's Waddle?
Yeah. Jalen Waddle, big play.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, and then next Thursday will be Jets Patriots, everybody. I hope you'll hang out with us. It's a good time. If you haven't checked out our watch parties, they're fun, man. We had like 900 people with us last week for opening day. So it's a good time, man. So with that all said, thanks for hanging out. Again, thank BetUS for sponsoring the Thursday thick of it. You can go to betus.com for the 150% deposit bonus. And with that all said, guys, we will see you. Where the fuck is it? I can't find it. Oh my God. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.